What's up, y'all? It's your host, Will, coming back for the final installment, or the final third part to this elk calling tips and tactics series, powered by Federal Premium, powering your pursuits. And so the past 2 weeks, we've talked about calf sounds, calf calling, cow, estrus calls, estrus whines, cow whines. We've got into all of it. And so hopefully you've had plenty of time to practice. If you need to, during this third installment, pause when Jermaine goes through some stuff. If you want to practice and kind of go through some things, pause throughout this series anyway. And just kind of go back, rewind, do what you need to do so you can start listening to what Jermaine is doing, listening in, and just trying to pay attention to the detail of what he is doing. And so, nonetheless, we just want to really thank Jermaine for giving us this knowledge, giving us this information, because hopefully it's going to be able to power y'all so you can practice and master these calls. And hopefully it's motivated you to be a better elk caller. All you guys that are, maybe you haven't quite gotten it down, or you just haven't known how to do some of these things. Hopefully you'll be able to take what Jermaine has brought to the table and apply that in the woods, and hopefully get you into crazy elk calling scenarios this fall. Hopefully you just get some bulls that just go nuts. You got some cows that want to come run you over because you're doing the calf sounds. But nonetheless, we just want to thank Jermaine for hopping on the podcast with us and just going through all this. But nonetheless, we're going to go through the bugles, high level, all the different stuff. So here's Jermaine, y'all. That's why we love it, man. So talking challenging bugles and chuckling and everything, grunting and everything, let's get into bugles, man. Part 3. Let's get into it. We've already kind of covered locating bugles, so I think the listeners got a good grasp on that. But let's talk challenging. Let's talk cutting off, grunts, chuckles, lip ball. Let's get into it, man.
All right, so let's. Excuse me, I caught some bug while I was in Iowa. I think I took the wrong person's hand. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got a little bug. It ain't corona.
You got the bug?
I got the bug, not corona. I done had coronavirus like twice already, and I know what that feels like. That ain't this.
I went hunting with it.
Well, yeah, I got a story for you. But anyways, so let's back up. Let's talk about like our location bugles.
Yeah.
I gave you the basic sounds to a location bugle. All it is a elongated cow sound. That's all it is. It sounds like this. And if you notice, towards the end of that, I get a little more gruddy and growls. And the reason why I do that is I'm trying to tell them, hey, I mean this. I'm getting a little bit more emotion into it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I talked about this when I was telling you I start off with calf and cow communications when I'm starting it off. And then if they don't answer that, I go into a location bugle. And if they don't answer that, that's when I get into, now I'm pissed. No one's answering me. Now I'm pissed. And then I throw in that chuckle with that bugle. And that chuckle, all it is a cow sound cut in half. It sounds like this without the tube. And I'm throwing a little bit more voice and diaphragm to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm chopping that cow sound in half. It's the same sound, but I'm chopping it in half and I'm sputtering my lips sputtering my tongue off that diaphragm.
So
does that make sense?
Yeah. So the one thing that I want to kind of pause on is I feel like a lot of people didn't capture what you were doing with your breath, with your lungs and your stomach.
Absolutely. I'm inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Do not try to do this on one voice.
Yeah.
As I'm exhaling, I'm inhaling. But don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this too aggressively, and don't do this with drinks, because I've done this before. If you do this too So first of all, that diaphragm should be seated at the top of your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and it should not come loose. If it comes loose, then you need to be on a different diaphragm, or you need to trim that tape around that diaphragm so it sits to the top of your mouth.
Yeah.
If it's not sitting on the top of your mouth, like it wasn't the day I swallowed that diaphragm, then then, or if you had too many drinks and you're over exaggerating, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down the throat, right?
Yeah.
But if it goes down the throat, don't try to save it. Just wash it down with water, because you ain't gonna save it. You ain't gonna get it up.
It'll
Come out later. It'll come out later. You might need some X-rays, but it'll come out later.
So give us a demonstration without the mouth call, what that sounds like, so the listeners can practice that.
I'm doing without the diaphragm, all I'm doing is, and I'm exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and I'm throwing voice into that too as well.
Got it.
And it should be really similar to that. So if you're trying to learn how to chuckle, just do that. Just do it without a diaphragm in your mouth.
I think that's
all it is. Go ahead.
That's to me, like, once I finally realized that was what y'all were doing, dude, it just was like things just start clicking for me. And I think you might know where I'm going with this. Like, people just kind of, they don't throw that into it, and they just cut that note off short, and it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, they definitely don't sound right. If you're trying to use like a built-in reed,
yeah,
like Primos makes the Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Phelps makes a stellar one now. It's called the Easy Bugle. It's got the built-in reed. It's harder to do that chuckle with those. It takes a lot of practice with that. But if you learn it with the diaphragm and you learn the cow sound,
yeah,
then I almost would say this. Don't beat me in the head, viewers. Don't beat me in the head. I'd almost say this. Is if you learn how to cow sound, don't even go into a bugle yet.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to chuckle first.
Perfect it.
Because the chuckle is harder than the bugle. So let's go to the chuckle, because you already know how the cow sound.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and go into that chuckle. Master that chuckle, and your bugle's gonna come right along with it.
Give us a chuckle.
Chuckle sounds like this. And listen, you don't have to go crazy with it.
Yeah.
You really don't. But just, you cut that cow sound off. Look, it's the cow sound without the diaphragm. It sounds like this. All I'm doing is cutting that cow sound in half. And it sounds like this with the tube.
That is my favorite call. I don't know why. That's the one that I love doing the most.
Yep. And you can get in depth, but I'm gonna tell you this, and I might get some haters out here, but I found that when they're chuckling at me,
mm-hmm.
that they are more pissed than anything.
Mm-hmm.
They are more pissed than anything.
Yep.
They are ready to fight, or they're as horny as you can get, right? But most of the time when I get my chuckles and I get response from a bugle to a chuckle, he chuckles back. He's pissed. He's ready.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Let's
go do this.
He's ready to come in and whoop you.
Right. And let me back up a little bit. I go my cow and calf communication. I wait a couple minutes. I throw my location bugle. He doesn't respond. I throw my location bugle to a chuckle. Sounds like this. And then if you get a response off that, he's going to be pissed. He's going to locate and he's going to go to a chuckle. Or he's just going to hit you with. He might do one of those like, hey, come on.
Let's go.
Let's go do this. Let's go do this. And then you know, hey, where he is and what approach to take to him. But I will also throw in this is that you have grunts too. And those grunts are elongated chuckles. And this is where it gets tricky, right?
Yes. I wanted to separate the two with this right here.
This is where it gets tricky, and this is my philosophy on this. And the philosophy is like an asshole, right? Everybody's got one, right? This is where I separate myself from everybody else. Most of the time when I get those grunts, they already have cows.
Yeah.
They already have cows. So you might hit him with a location bugle. He doesn't do anything. You might hit him with a location to a chuckle, and he responds. But his response is with a grunt. I find it that it's 90% of the time that if he grunts like that, then it's elongated and it sounds like this. It's elongated. It's not choppy. It's not a piss sound. Most of the time, those bulls have cows. So it's an elongated chuckle. So that chuckle sounds like this without the tube.
Okay.
That grunt sounds like this without the tube.
Will you grunt at the cows?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
What is he saying with that grunt?
Most of the time when I'm grunting and I know he has cows and I've moved in close, most of the time I'm not talking to him, I'm talking to his ladies.
Yeah.
I'm talking to his ladies. I'm really trying to piss him off to the point where he thinks I have his ladies now. That's most of the time what I'm doing.
And that's what grunting does is what does a grunt mean?
I'm displaying to the cows is what I'm doing.
So you're
displaying.
You're puffing your chest.
Yes. I'm puffing my chest and I'm displaying to the ladies.
Gotcha.
How loud can I be?
But so let's say you throw off a location bugle and he comes back with you with a bugle and grunts, he's telling you, "Nah, I'm good. I got my ladies."
Yes. Then I know where he is already. I check my wind. I move in real close as I can get. And then I hit him with this. You know what I'm telling him?
What are you telling him?
Where you at? No, I'm telling you where you at. It's called a contact bugle. I said, where you at?
Okay.
He'll hit me back with this. His tone might even change, but he'll hit me back with, "I'm over here, mom." It might be short. It might be crazy. It might be whatever. He might tell me where he is. I might have to cut the distance a little bit shorter, right? Get in a little tighter. And then when I move in and I grunt and I'm talking to his ladies. It sounds like this. And I'm just talking to his ladies. I'm not trying to talk to him.
Yeah.
He gets pissed and you'll hear his tone change. If you don't hear his tone change, then he's probably not there no more. That's just the truth. He's going to change his tone. Or the wind wasn't right and you blew him out of there anyways.
Yeah.
But I go in and I move in. I heard him grunt. I move in and I do a contact bugle. Where you at? I'm here. Where you at? He'll bugle back. Immediately he'll bugle back. And then I move in a little closer so I know, hey, I can't get no closer. Or I'm going to blow out something here. And then I hit him with, I'm talking to his ladies. I am not trying to talk to him. I'm talking to his ladies. I want him to think that I've moved in so close that I've taken some of his ladies already. Because a lot of times those satellite bulls or those other bigger bulls,
Mm-hmm.
they move in. Those big bulls sound off. They bugle, they sound off. They bring in other bulls, and those other bulls come in as quiet as they can. And when they come in, they snatch a few of those cows that got out too far. So if he's at 100 yards and he's got cows at 100 yards from him,
Yeah.
those other big bulls, they come in and they push those cows away from him without even fighting, without even making a doggone noise. They move them, they snudge them away, boom, they done. Now he's got 2 or 3 cows. There's one satellite bull, he's a 330 bull. There's one herd bull, he's a 360 bull. The 330 bull has got 4 cows of his already. It's a game of chess. It's not checkers.
Dude, they're just like humans.
Just like humans.
Just like humans. Go to a college bar is what.
Oh, absolutely.
Go to a college bar, man.
Yes. Good football player comes in. He's picked to be on the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got stars with him. He's got his homeboys with him. He's got satellite bulls with him, and he's got a lot of chicks around him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Jermaine Hodge comes in, wrestler, maybe NCAA champ. He don't know nobody know him, and then he swooped up a couple of his ladies. I'm just letting you know. That's how it works.
And then you got all his ladies on the other side of the bar, and he gets pissed and wants to come fight.
And now he wants to come fight, man. I'm trying to make love. You trying to fight. Dude, what's wrong with you?
I love it, man.
No, go on, man. Here, let me give you one of them back.
You can have one. I'm taking all the others.
Yeah, you can have one back. I'm going to give you the rest of them. I'm going to take the rest of them. Don't worry about it.
Man, that's what you just got to tell all these guys who are trying to get elk calling tips. Like, hey, just go to a college bar and you're going to see how all these dudes and chicks act. Those are elk out in the woods. That's
exactly how you got to be in the woods. Sometimes you got to be aggressive, super aggressive with some of these bulls that have been called at and on the public land and that OTC units. Mm-hmm. You got to be super aggressive. But sometimes you're in the right place at the right time, and you have this dude that walks in the bar and that wants to fight everybody. And that's that bull that 9 times out of 10 is going to get killed.
He going to die.
He's going to die today because you know what? It doesn't matter what you say to him. He's angry at the world because he either got beat up, he got his ladies taken, and he's just itching to fight somebody.
Mm-hmm. Lost his job, wants to come fight.
I swing through on the mountains and I go with my mentality of I'm not chasing the quiet bulls. I want the bull that wants to sound off.
Yeah.
And if he wants to sound off, we have now we can play chess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's play chess. Now, some of those bulls, those are master chess players. They are good. They've been hunted for years and they've managed to live 12 years old or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Those bulls are hard to kill.
Oh, yeah.
They're hard to kill in any season.
That's a 390.
Because they know. Yeah, those bulls are hard to kill. And those bulls, if you can manage to call those bulls in, you are good. And promise you, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Don't change it. Don't change it.
Last one I want to go over before we run out of time here. I feel like we'll save some of the higher level stuff for another podcast. But the last part of the bugle that I want to get into is the lip ball, and I feel like that's the hardest damn thing to master.
Yeah.
What is it? What is the elk saying when he does that? Is he just getting more pissed? And when you're using it, and give us some examples.
It's a couple of things that in my theory, my thoughts that he's saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember this. If you speak one language and someone else is speaking another language, you might not know exactly what they're saying, but you could understand body language when they're doing it, right?
Yeah.
And when I'm out in the woods and I see a bull, he lip balls. He is displaying to his ladies, or he is pissed and doing a challenge bugle towards his opponent. He's saying, I'm the baddest on this mountain. So those are the two things that I get from it. I'm not a biologist. I can't tell you exactly what they're saying, but those are the two things that I'm getting from it. So if a bull lip balls at me, I don't know if he has cows or not, but I'm thinking he's challenging me, right? Now let's go into how to do that lip ball. That lip ball is the hardest thing to do between an estrus buzz and a lip ball. Those are your two hardest calls.
Yeah.
Now, when I was practicing trying to master this call, I would buzz my lips. Now, you take your lips, pinch them together, but not too tight, and blow air between them, and it sounds like this. It's like you know, when you have kids, if you have kids and you're blowing on their stomach and you hit this, you tickle them, and it tickles, and the kids just start laughing. It's the same principle, but I'm gonna take my lips and I'm gonna buzz them together, and it's just a buzz. It sounds like this without anything. Now you take a diaphragm, and you throw it in your mouth, and you make a cow sound. Elongate the cow sound into that buzz. It sounds like this without the tube. And you try to execute. Excuse me, I'm over here slobbing all over the place. You know, you execute a cow sound, elongate that cow sound.
Yep.
And try to keep that same tone that you would on that location bugle. And then you'll end it with that drop at the very end. Okay. Remember this, when that buzz, when that lip ball happens, it can happen at the beginning of a bugle, it can happen between the bugle, but it doesn't go throughout the whole bugle. It only happens a short amount of time, and then he drops it off. So it sounds like this through the tube. And you can see how aggressively I dropped that off. Because 90% of the time, he's going to end it with a chuckle or a grunt. And if he ends it with a grunt, he's displaying to the ladies. If he ends it with a chuckle, he's telling you, I'm the baddest man on the mountain.
And he wants to fight.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Grunts, talking to the ladies, chuckles, you're fighting. And seeing that's how I had to separate it, because they sound so similar, but I just had to tell myself chuckles, short and pissy, and grunts, we're talking to the ladies.
That's right. So and that backs me up to where I'm at with these lip balls. I don't use a lot of lip balls. If they lip ball at me, I'm lipping balling back. I'm lip balling back. I don't use a lot of these. You don't have to know this to call elk. But if I'm lip balling at a particular elk, it's because he's done it to me, or that is my last call before I'm moving locations to call another elk. So I might go calf and cow communication, location bugle, location to a chuckle, location lip ball into a chuckle, not a grunt, a chuckle.
Okay.
And I do those in sequence, and then I'm moving, because obviously I'm not close enough, I'm not in their zone, or there's no elk in here.
Got it, dude.
But you have to buzz your lips to do that. It's
a tricky one, and that one, literally, I had to do what you did without the bugle tube, and I would just be driving to work or in the truck somewhere, and I would just sit there and do that before I could get really good at it. And then incorporating it into your bugles, that just takes time. It just takes time and practice.
Absolutely. I taught my son the same way I'm speaking right now. I told my son, you are not allowed to grab a diaphragm no more until I hear that buzz come out your mouth. And that buzz sounds like this. He wasn't able to do that for the longest. He was like, well, how do you do that? And then when he figured out that Now I told him, I said, now I want you to put that diaphragm in your mouth,
Yep.
make a cow sound, and buzz with that cow sound. And then it sounded like this without a tube. And then when he was able to do that, now I said, I want you to do that into your whole bugle sequence. And then next thing I know, within a month, he had it. And I was like, all right, now we ready.
How old is he?
Now he's 12 this year.
God. He's pretty dang good for last year when I was listening to him just as an 11-year-old. He was crushing it, man.
Yeah, he's doing really good, but he's still got a long ways to go. I mean, the guys that he's compete. Honestly, he can go out in the woods and he can call. He can call. Does he know what to say right when to say it yet? Not yet. That takes woodsmanship. You got to be out there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But on stage, oh, that dude's good. I'm gonna take him hunting any day.
Heck
this year he's got a cow tag this year.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a cow tag for him. Me and my buddy was doing a lot of research and we got him a cow tag, but I'm building up his points because I want him to go into a good unit and I want him to be able to call these elk in. I'm gonna let him do all the calling. I'll sit back and we'll go where I say go, but I want him to be able to do that stuff. And then once that happens, we'll get out there and experiment a little bit. But I got to build up his points because Colorado's on the point creep thing. Some of these units are hard to draw now. And but I do want him to get out and hopefully we kill his first elk this year. But last year we were in a unit in November. It was during Thanksgiving, and they were still going nuts. They were still, I say nuts. They were still calling. And if you don't know about elk call all year long.
Yeah.
But they get more vocal during that rut, and then after the rut they still are calling, and you still can call those elk in. So never leave your tube or your diaphragms home or your open reeds home because you still can get them to talk. And that's what happened last year. We brought our stuff out, and it was I had a cow tag that was given to me, and that was the only elk tag that I had last year, and it was given to me. It was on some it was a private public land hunt, and we had some permission on some private land. And sure enough, man, we went out there and we had cows and bulls sounding off, and we got it done.
Heck yeah, dude.
Just by, we didn't even find them. We found them by bugling and cow sounds.
Love it, dude. Give us like a, I don't know, 20, 30-second sequence, man. Like, just kind of run us through like maybe one of your favorite sequences.
I think some of my favorite sequences are like that mid-month where the cows are starting to go into estrus, and so I go into a sequence and I use my mature cow sounds, no calf sounds with this. My mature cow sounds, estrus, that wavy estrus sound into my estrus buzz, and then I do a contact bugle into some grunts. But here it is right here. And that's like a bull that's sitting on the outside, and you have some cows that are starting to come in the heat, and this bull gets fired up as, I mean, you got to tell a story. And that's all you're trying to do is convince these bulls or cows that, man, something's going on over there. It's a party at that frat house, and I'm trying to go.
Hell yeah. Man, I love this, dude. I love diving into this stuff. Not only is it a good refresher for me, but I think it's super important that, if you're hoping to draw a tag or you're going out west chase after some elk, that I think people, they've got to hear this stuff. They've got to hear it, and now's the time. I know it's end of May, but heck, year round I do it. I piss my wife off, and I think it's just important that people are doing this. They got to know it, they got to practice, and they got to get good at it so they can kill an elk. Well, brother, man, I really appreciate you hopping on the podcast. I think we're gonna break this up into three different mini episodes for Field Note Fridays. But just, man, I appreciate you hopping on and teaching listeners how to be a better elk caller.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me on here, and hopefully the viewers get inspired. Here it is close to the end of the month of May, and if y'all are watching, I'm getting ready to drop another tech tip on my Instagram, Jermaine Hodge _Colorado, and I'm getting ready to drop another tip for June, and I'm gonna drop a tip every month until September. So we got June, we got July, we got August, we got 3 more tips, and you can go back and look at my other tips, but these tips are very similar to what we're talking about today.
Love it, man. Love it. Well, Jermaine, I will see you on the next one, brother.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, man.
All right, y'all. There we have it. That is the end to the Elk Calling Tips and Tactics series, brought to you by Federal Premium, powering your pursuits on Field Note Fridays. And we just want to thank Jermaine for hopping on, bringing all this powerful knowledge to y'all. And I really hope that y'all are able to take everything that we talked about, from the calf sounds, cow sounds, the different bugles, and just, you heard about the different scenarios and different situations at different times of year that you can be using different types of calls. And so make sure y'all get a ton of practice in, learn these, practice these, and master these, y'all. I promise you, if you can get these down, you're going to have a better time in the elk woods this fall. I can't promise you success because I myself am still trying to get a bull down with my bow. And so it's going to give you a better chance. If you can do these things better, you can sound more realistic, sound like those elk. You're going to have more fun out in the woods, getting to some elk, and hopefully get you an arrow through one or rifle. Doesn't matter, whatever means, it's going to be fun either way. But nonetheless, we just want to thank Jermaine for hopping on, talking elk hunting. It's always fun to get him on here. He's a hoot. So Jermaine, just want to thank you, brother, for hopping on this episode of the Field Note Fridays, powered and brought to you by Federal Premium. So we will see y'all on the next one.